Hey guys, it's Em. Fun fact, while you're watching this video, I actually won't be home the entire day you're seeing this. Knowing this would be the case, I decided to throw you guys a softball vote. A decision between a Baron or a Borge video. And obviously Baron will... Okay, I'll admit this is not the outcome I wanted at all. But we're here now and I'm a man of my word, so today we're gonna be talking about Borge. Yay. Before we get into the nitty gritty, I'm sure you noticed the background footage is different. I need to actually go and record more, but again, since I'm out and about, footage from the last video on my second channel, it's kind of zogged audio-wise, but I think you guys should watch it, is gonna have to suffice for today. Where the hell do I even start with this? In a video series about character flaws, you guys handed me the most flawed villain in the entirety of the series. Maybe in anime, honestly. I guess we can start with the fact that Borge just sucks story-wise. He's in the final arc of HNK, the story about strength, manly tears, and reasons for people ending up taking the wrong path. What's Borge's backstory? What's the deep reason his character hates Ken? He's a generic raider that tried to burn Ken and Ryu in a cave at Ken's site. That's it. Surely he has powers, right? No. In the show known for ridiculous over-the-top bullshit powers, the final arc's villain doesn't have any. At all. He's a fucking boring villain. He'd honestly fit in with the starting half of SNK's villains that had no powers and no one was interested in watching. 99.9% of the cast could absolutely ragdoll him. He's just a bald blind dude that has a metal forehead. The only reason he was even considered a threat is because he's in the worst arc of any manga ever and Ken magically loses his memory. The tattoos on my chest. And Bat apparently has the fighting power of a guppy, so he gets shard on. The main reason this arc is even possible because of all the bad writing that led up to this point. If the other characters that died stupidly like Ein, Falco, or Hyo were alive, this arc and character would not even have been on more than a single page. And let's disregard the fact that he solos both Mamiya and Bat, as I mentioned earlier, who barely put up any fight against him, which is embarrassing. It's like Hara can't give the powerless characters a single named villain victory. These two might as well be the Huey and Shuren of this arc. Does this character have any potential? No! This is the part that pisses me off about him. The main point of my Souther being flawed video is the fact that we didn't see enough of him for me to love him as a villain. Borge's problem is that he exists. There aren't any interesting stories to tell with this character. He's just a bandit, and he doesn't have anything quirky going for him like King's army members do. He's just a dude that could have been background filler in any other arc. I guarantee you no sane person wanted a Borge Gaiden or Borge Dream mode. Hell, he's in Ken's rage, despite the fact that he looks like a Ben 10 creature. And they didn't give him one. In a game where practically everyone gets one. And the funniest thing is, he's not even really the worst part of his arc. The writing is. He would have been a forgettable little cute mook if he was at the start of the story for Ken to beat up. But at the final arc, after we get all these emotional scenes of characters sacrificing themselves, understanding that what they've done is wrong or that they've took the wrong path, or just being like Jaggy the God and cursing out your opponent in your final breath, then when we get to Borge, the ending of the show, he doesn't do any of these things and just dies like a goon. You know, what he should have been. Since I've brought up Jaggy, let's compare him to Borge a little bit. They're both meant to be the insane foil to Ken that got the shit beat out of them by him in the past. But Borge is Jaggy without any of the ties to anything relevant. The real question is, how would you fix Borge? And honestly, you could literally do anything with him and he'd be 99 times more interesting. Imagine if Borge was just a cover name and this was actually a previous villain like Jaggy or Amoeba. But they blew up! Yeah, and Ken lost his memory to a star twinkling on him too hard. They can make a reason like they stitched themselves together from what remained or something. Or maybe make it someone like Jacko, and he modified himself to be able to stand a chance against the remaining brother of Hukto. It might even fit him better since Jacko's whole thing was that he was terrified of Hukto, but too weak to do anything about it. Maybe make Borge a remnant of one of the many armies that falls in the series. This was even what I initially thought he was going to be. Make him a remnant of Keno's army, or maybe go as far back as King's. That way we'd have some long-standing lore. Or even if they made him a guard that was defending Yuri and was killed by Rao and stitched himself together with the remaining pieces of his armor. Like, there's so many ways to make a character like this interesting, and none of them were chosen. If this character ever was to get a Gaiden, God forbid, I hope they'd soft retcon him from being a bandit and simply say that's what he became after one of the many things I suggested. Or that being a bandit is a cover, and then we get to see the events of him surviving as a remnant of whatever he could come from in this new canon. That would be more interesting than this dirty looking mole rat appearing to just fill out the story and give us a final arc. But what do you guys think? Are you Borge fans? Anyways, as always, I'm glad to discuss with you guys in the comments, and I've been Em, and I am out.